Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Queen Elizabeth's funeral is happening in London this morning. The casket was officially closed for good after Charles put a mirror under her nose one last time just to make sure. Today is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Okay, I'll start. Damn, looks like we're going to finish in last place again. I wish I got traded to the Braves. Post Malone took a terrible fall during a concert in St. Louis. Witnesses say he was stumbling around, looking dazed and completely out of it. No word on any effects from the fall.
Making sure breaking news stays broken. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Too much? So am I. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. Social media is awesome and infuriating at the same time, but I saw something on Twitter last week that just made me chuckle. Ruin a band name by removing one letter from that band's name. For instance, Motley Crue becomes Moley Crew. Well, now it's your turn to ruin a band name by removing a letter from its name. Tom, check it in on Facebook.com/Angry Prospector says lice in chains. And Eric hitting us up on the text says quit riot. Got rid of the E. How about you, Tracy on the Rock Lines? Ruin a band name by removing one letter from its name. Rock 107.
Yes, oars for doors.
Rock 107. Ruin a band name by removing one letter.
Hey, how about a little REO Spedwagon this morning?
All right, I like it. Faith says Gus and Roses, and Heather checks in with Age Against the Machine. And on Facebook.com/Angry Prospector, James says Louisiana and the Scorpions becomes the Scorpios. Stinger from Scranton on the Rock Lines. Ruin a band by removing one letter from its name.
Take the R out of heart, and you got the heat.
You got heat. There you go. You know what? I didn't even, as you said it, I'm like, yeah, I don't get it until you actually said heat. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Tina says Cheap Tick, Adam, Ink Floyd, and Earl Jam is the name that Mike drops. Also on Facebook.com/Angry Prospector. Jim says Ron Maiden. We're checking in with Bob from Archbold on the Rock Lines. Ruin a band name by removing one letter from its name.
Yo, how about AC/DC? Take out the A, you got the CDC.
The CDC. Gee, I wonder where I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Rock 107, ruin a band name by removing one letter.
Take the S away from Rolling Stones, make it Rolling Tones.
The Rolling Tones, which is still kind of good, right?
I think so. I've seen them plenty of times.
I'm enjoying this too much. Matt, Dream Theater, you get rid of one T, becomes Dream Heater. And Bob says, The Grateful Dad.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A family in New York moved to a new neighborhood, and their cat went missing 2 weeks later. They figured she was lost and would never come back until she showed up 4 days later and activated their Ring doorbell. Yeah, you can check out the video at rock107.com by clicking the brighter side of Prospector. They now say she figured out how it works and uses the Ring doorbell every time she wants to come back in the house.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Started back in 1995, always celebrated on September 19th. There's the music, the pirate music.
You don't be a landlubber trying to celebrate another Talk Like a Pirate Day. When you be conversating with the ladies and the maids, you should say it with a pirate phrase. He's a grog blossom who be hornswoggle on the deck of a clipper ship. You're gonna get a flogging when you see the Jolly Roger. Yeah, he's about to feed the fish, Lois. Timber from the gold doubloons, swinging on the tasty ales, singing yo-ho-ho with a bottle of booze. Dead men tell no tales. Ran a rig on a winch and it cost me 6 pence, and the captain says anchors away. 'Tis a ship that we be looting and the crew's about to mutiny, so we tell him all to walk the plank. He told them to walk the plank. Talk this way. Walk the plank. Talk this way. Just give me some rum.
It's time for Real Talk with Prospector. No filters, no middlemen, no BS. Just real talk.
Well, here it is today, National Talk Like a Pirate Day. Oh, great. It ain't a real holiday, so settle down. Oh, and don't come to work in your lame Halloween pirate costume today. I'm talking to you, Tim in accounting. Knock it off. And know this. If you actually try to talk like a pirate for more than one sentence to any one person today, you're a complete tool.
This has been Real Talk with Prospector on Rock 107. What's a yambag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yambag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
I may have just discovered a major hole in my plan to make a reality show out of robbing banks. 48-year-old John Wayne Griffiths placed second on a Discovery Channel show in 2020 called Moonshiners, Master Distiller. Well, now he's on a show called Alabama Shine that premiered on the Country Network last month. But he might have flown too close to the sun this time because he just got arrested for making moonshine. In one of the first episodes that aired, he talked about evading law enforcement, so cops in Alabama decided to look into what he was up to. He was in the middle of making his next batch when they raided his place last Monday. They found an active still, along with 5 gallons of moonshine and another 19 quarts of flavored moonshine. He's facing charges of making and distributing prohibited beverages.
Nominee number 2.
Hey, delivery drivers, don't judge me if I'm jonesing for some Funyuns and Mountain Dew Code Red. You have no idea what I went through today. Some woman on TikTok went to complain after her DoorDash driver delivered some junk food and left a passive-aggressive note in the bag. Her girlfriend ordered a bag of Cheetos, some taquitos, a Dr. Pepper, and all that from a convenience store. And the note said an apple a day keeps the doctor away. In the video, she explains that her girlfriend did recently see a doctor who told her to gain weight. She's got digestive issues, so Cheetos and taquitos were the only things she could stomach that night. On top of that, she can't eat apples. So the note was 100% not helpful or appreciated. She called it inappropriately and blatantly fat-phobic. DoorDash says the whole thing might have been a mix-up. They sometimes have drivers put in fun notes in people's bags, and they think this one was intended for a different order, presumably one with apples in it. They're still looking into it, though.
And the winner is...
the reality star who makes moonshine and got arrested for making moonshine. First of all, liquor is legal now. We don't need you making moonshine. Second of all, if you're going to go on TV and say, hey, I got away with this, you won't for long. You're the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.